All right, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. This is our first major.com video. We're talking college basketball coaching hires as we speak. It appears that Vanderbilt is closing in on a deal with Jerry Stackhouse, the former number 3 pick in the NBA draft. Was in the league a long time, obviously played at North Carolina with Rasheed Wallace back in the mid-90s for Dean Smith. It would be a very interesting. Now, the new AD at Vandy is the old commissioner of the NBA D League, G League, whatever. They've changed the name of it. Stackhouse was the G League Coach of the Year back in 2017. Has been a Grizzlies assistant this year. So I actually saw, I believe it was Jeff Goodman at Stadium. He's been doing some good features on Search Firm for each coach. And I believe it was him that threw out that idea as perhaps a long shot, and it may come to fruition. Also in Fayetteville, looks like Kelvin Sampson, Houston Chronicle, reporting that he's going to ink a deal to stay at Houston. He had been believed to be Arkansas's top target along with Chris Beard, but it looks like people are just moving on from Beard as it seems very likely Texas Tech will lock him down long term. So there's 2 deals maybe going on later today. Or I didn't even get to Eric Musselman. So with Sampson out of the picture, maybe Chris Beard, a fallback guy, if they just get denied, because Arkansas's got a ton of money. Tyson Foods, Jerry Jones, Sam Walton, etc. The Razorbacks can compete with most, and obviously they got plenty of SEC network money pouring in. So Arkansas, it seems to be, has eyed in on Nevada's Eric Musselman, who has mostly been a West Coast guy, but he was at LSU as an assistant, I want to say just 1 year. Obviously, the LSU job is probably going to open too, but there's a lot of question marks there. Is probation going to be in the future, et cetera? So LSU is really in a bad spot. All right, moving on to some other ones. I love the Nate Oates hire by Bama. Greg Byrne acting very swiftly there, the AD at Bama. He got a guy in Oates who won 2 tournament games in the last 2 years for Buffalo, and Alabama's only won 1 tournament game in the last 13 seasons. So Nate Oates, 32-4 at Buffalo this year. He replaced Bobby Hurley up there, and now he's the new head coach at Alabama, replacing Avery Johnson, who agreed to a buyout. A little under the radar, maybe even underrated hire that kind of didn't make a whole lot of national news a couple days ago is former Georgia, former Nevada coach Mark Fox going to Cal. I like it for him. I've liked Mark Fox a long time. Dude can coach. He runs a clean program, which might be more important once Will Wade gets under that federal subpoena in court in April. Stuff like that may start mattering a lot more. So good hire by Cal with Mark Fox. I think he took the year off. He didn't do any TV. He might have done some scouting for an NBA team that vaguely rings a bell. I read a tweet from Gary Parrish earlier today saying that it might not have been Parrish. It might have been Goodman. Gary Parrish, obviously of CBS Sports, but it was either Parrish or Goodman saying they expected Buds Williams, the Virginia Tech coach, to make a decision on A&M by Thursday. Many believe he's a Texas native, was an assistant at A&M ways back. I mean, like more than a decade ago. So he's got some connections there. But he may be trying to leverage them to get the Hokies to offer him more money, or he may just be trying to get more money and eventually head to College Station. We shall see. That should unfold in the next 48 hours. As for UCLA, Cal used them to get a big, long, fat extension at Kentucky yesterday. A lot of big names UCLA has reportedly gone after and gotten bageled on. And now it appears that Mick Cronin and Jamie Dixon are their targets. Mick Cronin, obviously, at Cincy. Dixon at TCU, and he plays Texas tonight. Even Shaka Smart, the Texas coach, who's probably on the hot seat in Austin, he's even been potentially linked to the UCLA job. So there's an NIT semifinal matchup tonight where the players may be thinking their coaches could possibly be bailing on them. I don't know if Billy Kennedy is going to take a year off. Obviously ousted at A&M, 1 year removed from the Sweet 16. And by the way, check out majorwager.com. This Christopher Smith did a good column on SEC coaching changes, talking about how Kennedy, 1 year removed from a Sweet 16, gets fired. That would be unheard of in the SEC basketball a few years back. BYU job is still open. They lost a good one in Dave Rose retiring. Ron Hunter, long time at Georgia State. He has replaced Mike Dunleavy Sr. at Tulane. I like that hire for Tulane. Legendary Belmont coach Rick Byrd got his first NCAA tournament, a win for Belmont, but he is retired, I believe, after 33 seasons at the school. So Belmont is a good mid-major job that's open. UNLV, not a big name hire, but the South Dakota State coach, he got the Dominator, and that good player David Jenkins I saw is in the transfer portal, may end up following him to UNLV. It was Mike Daum, D-A-U-M. If you've not heard of him, you're not a hardcore college hoops fan. The Dominator had a hell of a career in the Summit League, and but he's graduating, and his coach moves to UNLV, and the sophomore Jennings, who's a hell of a player, played really good against Ohio State in the tournament game last year that they could have easily beaten the Buckeyes. South Dakota State, that's the Jackrabbits, right? Yeah, pretty sure on that. So I think that gets you up to date on the college coaching searches. It's a carousel. But, if Stackhouse goes to Vandy, that's one job that gets taken, but another one that doesn't open up. So, but we could be looking at Vatech opening up. If Buzz goes to A&M, we could be looking at Nevada opening up. If Musselman goes to Arkansas, we still don't know about LSU, and I don't know that we will for weeks, maybe not even until late April. I believe the court date is April 26th for Will Wade. So that should catch us up on the coaching hires. I'm Brian Edwards of MajorWager.com, and hopefully the first video went well. Thanks for joining us. How long? Oh, I went 7:42. I'm sorry, I made you sit here that long.
Okay.
Uh-huh.